Okay, welcome back everyone. Now you know what tow truck terror is. So usually, as we mentioned earlier, tow trucks are used for towing away cars in one of two situations. Either you've broken down or had an accident on the highway, or you've parked somewhere that you shouldn't have done. And so, unfortunately, towing is a scary part about living in a city. So driving here is really stressful. I think people go to work early in the morning and they've had an argument with their partner, or they leave work later on at night and they've had an argument with their boss. So they're driving belligerently and getting really angry at other people on the road. People aren't following the road rules. People are tired. There's too much congestion. So many problems can happen in a city. And it turns out that now there's a new problem with towing. So not just worrying about parking illegally, apparently you can now be towed in broad daylight whilst you are waiting at a red light. And so one couple in San Francisco found out the hard way that this is now a thing because they were caught in front of a tow truck that tried to push itself underneath their car and tow them away whilst they were in the vehicle and the engine was running. And so thankfully in the age of smartphones, there was a person who managed to capture this on camera, or else maybe they would be unbelieved. It's such a crazy situation. And so after the video was uploaded onto the internet, there are three schools of thought as to why this has possibly happened. So the first one is that maybe road rage. So the car in front might have offended the tow truck driver somewhere previously in their journey. And when they finally became together in a waiting line for the red light, the tow truck saw its opportunity to have some revenge on the car and then try to tow them away. So completely unacceptable.
Right.
So the second one is that it was just kind of malicious towing. So
predatory.
Yeah, predatory towing. So this company had actually been caught for this in the past. So they realized that cars weren't parked in an illegally parked place. But if you've ever had your car towed before and you've had to pay that fine, you will know that it's very expensive. So yeah, they were just bored picking up cars from the street when they shouldn't have done, and then charging those car owners an exuberant amount of money to get their car back. Again, completely unacceptable.
Right.
And then the third one, which is probably the most scary, is just straight kidnapping.
Oh my God.
So that's what it looked like on the video. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend checking it out. So there was a man and a woman in the car, but once you are being towed, there's no way for you to get out of that kind of hook system on your front wheels. So the tow truck could have taken these people anywhere and done something horrific to them. So thank goodness that this was caught on camera and that thankfully the car managed to get away without it being towed.
Yeah.
Or else this could have been a very dangerous situation or a very expensive situation for someone. Oh.
So scary.
Yeah, right.
Oh my God.
So for you, what do you think makes driving in a big city difficult?
Well, I mean, now I'm scared of tow trucks. That makes it difficult. I actually have a motorcycle, so for me, driving in the big city is that other cars, that if they don't see me, there's a lot of not good drivers out there. So I always have to drive in the defensive and try to get to work alive. So that's always my thinking, making sure that I drive as safe as possible because I know other people might not be driving as safe as possible. What are your opinions?
I think many of the things that I mentioned earlier, and I don't drive a motorcycle, but I cycle a lot, so I have the same concerns as you, especially when I need to go on the road. I think driving, cycling, riding a motorcycle, you have to be hyper aware of everything and always be prepared for the worst thing to happen. So checking like an owl, moving your head all around to make sure that you have covered all of your blind spots. And I think road rage is a very difficult thing, especially maybe in Korea it's not so dangerous, but places like America where it's gun carrying.
Oh,
I don't want to annoy anyone by driving erratically and then face the consequences.
Yeah, you don't only have to worry about collisions,
but
getting shot at. The worst you can get here is some just she rolling down his window and yelling at
Yeah.
you when he
Flipping
stopped.
you off.
Yeah, flipping you off and honking at you incessantly. But no, that's
Yeah,
so
we
scary.
you have to be careful all around the world. So, why do you think some people become so belligerent when they're driving? Why are they so angry?
I think it's just that's who they are. I don't think that just you and I, with our lovely personalities, would be out on the
Our
road.
charming selves.
Yeah, our charming selves would be out there flipping people off and, trying to rear end them or something like that. I think it's just in their nature to automatically, something, a switch goes off and they just can't control their emotions. And
Right.
I think that's most likely it.
I definitely think it's personality based too. And I think, especially if you've had a really stressful day, I think it can push you over the edge into doing something that maybe doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
Or-
reckless driving.
Yes, I think the farthest I go is like muttering some curse words under my breath, but quiet enough that no one else can hear me, or like read my lips so I don't get into trouble. But
I give them the death stare.
yeah, oh yeah. Definitely done that on more than one occasion too. But thankfully, maybe never sworn at anyone, or thankfully never caused an accident because I was so angry. So be careful of tow trucks. Make sure that you park in the right place. And we hope that you enjoyed the article today. Try to use the vocabulary in your everyday life, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.
Out of the blue.
Out of the blue.
Rear end.
Rear end.
Flip off.
Flip off.
Belligerent.
Belligerent.
Take something in stride.
Take something in stride.